Hello guys and welcome to VollGazzRacing Season 4 Round 1 here at Portimao at the Algarve in Portugal. We have 13 riders, should be 14 but Aaron is not able to join the lobby for some strange reason. The game just refuses to allow him to enter, so he will unfortunately have to start from 14th. But VollGass history has shown you start at the back. High chances are, come the end of the first or second sector, you might be inside the top 5 because simply you're at the back. You can just avoid all the chaos that happens in the mid pack. But the first rider out on track will be BFL Minato. So Minato wins the prestigious Alex Rins Cup for the start of the season 14 season. As I've said, season twice there for some strange reason. But Minato, formerly on the Monster Energy Yamaha, now on the factory Ducati, the Lenovo machine. And the big switch. VTR, been on the RSGP Aprilia for about 4 seasons, has finally jumped ship and has joined the Prima Pramac Racing Ducati squad. He's ridden the factory Ducati before. I don't think he's ever ridden a Pramac with the Pramac team before, so it's not the first time he's got a factory Ducati underneath him, but it's the first time it's under a satellite team. Reigning champion, so you gotta say he's going to be the favourite heading into the season. But Craig, Jack, Finley, and others will be looking to put an end to his reign. Winning the last 3 titles, he's won 4, the most out of anybody. And we hope that it goes down to the final race of the season like it did last time out in Assen. But we will soon find out. And apparently Nick Jumping and BFL Minato are the favourites heading into this race today. But practice is one thing, the actual race is another. As we go round the final corner to start the opening lap of season 14. And across the line that you can't see. Down towards turn 1. Difficult braking zone. Rio going sideways for VTR. Nicely hitting the apex. Now into turn 2. Just want to manage the gas over the curb. Not exceeding track limits. Into turn 3. Tight hairpin. First or second gear depending on your gearbox and your preference. Now into the uphill turn 4. Off camber, easy to lose the front. If you're not careful, up, down towards the tall VIP of turn 5. Another hard corner. Lots of difficult corners at this circuit. The right just doesn't want to fully lean over on this game, and it hasn't done actually since GP22. So it's a really strange sensation that you just have to figure out the best way to ride. Through turn 6 and now into turn 7, really difficult change of direction. Into turn 8, the front tyre just wants to cry at the end of races. It just wants to tuck just because of the negative camber. Over the crest now, down towards the Craig Jones corner of turn 9. Really nice line there by VTR. Into turn 10 and 11, taking a very tight entry, sweep it round. Hit a late apex, down the hill again, into turn 12. And now into the hairpin of 13. And now heading towards the final sector. I don't know if we're in the final sector, sorry, that's just me thinking of really old sector points. And into the very difficult final corner. We've seen some people in real life have some big accidents down there. But VTR's all right across the line for the first lap time of the season. A 35.4, very, very strong opening lap time there. His teammate Jack Berman coming up to the line now. Finley's now jumped from the Grassini to the factory Aprilia. Lots of changes, and unfortunately I can't quite go through now. But Nick Jumping across the line and invalidates his lap time. Jack Berman up to the line, who's also invalidated his lap time. Finley up to the line. He has not invalidated his lap time. He goes third. Where's Craig? Craig goes third. He's gone from the track out Aprilia to the factory Aprilia. Teammates with Finley this season. Reps has finally left Honda and is now on the other Japanese manufacturer on the YZ RM1. YZF. I can't remember. The M1 anyway. And Reps goes into 6th and 7th. Shea, I don't know if he's qualifying or if he is a full. I think he's a wild card, but on the factory Ducati, wasn't the factory Yamaha last season. Had a good start to the season and then proceeded to vanish, quite literally. But hopefully he can stay with us for the whole season, unless this is just a one-off appearance. We know Shea's got good speed. But so far, VTR, very, very, very strong opening lap time, and that could be enough for pole position. I don't know what the times of the other guys have been, but the last game, if you did that lap time, you would have qualified. I want to say you would have qualified on the second row, maybe, or the third row. But it's a new game now, so it's a bit irrelevant, but a very different feeling. There's Nick jumping now, coming up to the line, set his first valid lap time of the season, and he jumps into third. Mekovid on board the Pertamina Enduro VR46 Ducati GP23. Meku had some success in Division 2. The Indian comes across the line and goes 10th. Jack Berman 9th. Same really poor lap times. Karen remains with the Red Bull KTM RC16 machine. This doesn't look like the cleanest of laps, or end to the lap anyway. Reps goes into 5th place. Big wheelie over the crest across the line, and Karen does go 8th. And we got a new rider in EXT Lewis, the Belgian. For completely honest, have zero knowledge about this guy, unfortunately. Wasn't even aware he was racing until he popped up in the lobby. But hopefully he can show some good pace. But none of the guys have told me anything. I don't have any idea about his potential. But let's hope he has a good VollGazz debut. He's looking okay. It doesn't look as tidy as VTR. But it's very rare you find people more tidy than VTR in this category. Shea now moves into 4th place. Minato is on a strong lap somewhere. He's come up to the line now. Can he displace VTR from pole position? No, he can't, but he is close. Minato nearly took victory the last time out in Assen, and then unfortunately threw it away in the latter stages of the race. Q Game has gone down. Karen's invalidated too. Quite a number of invalidated laps. Lewis goes 8th. So currently 1.4 seconds separate the top 8 who are the only riders to do proper lap times. Jack Berman now goes into 3rd place. That's more like it from the former runner-up. Jack finishing runner-up in season 8, I want to say, from the top of my head. But that might actually be something like season 10. One of the two, as Minato is continuing to go faster. So can the Frenchman take his first pole position of his VollGazz career? He's lost in the 3rd sector though. Oh, and VTR's gone down. Where's he crashed? He's crashed at this corner here, so Minato's time will be invalidated now from yellow flags. As Craig, who's currently on 3 personal best sectors, 7th place. That's not where we used to see Craig, but sometimes he does have the tendency just to have a very off qualifying session. As though it's just sometimes it's just nerves or something like that. But Craig often is a rider that will always have podium pace, race winning pace as well. But for one reason or another can have a tendency to just throw qualifying, and he has just exceeded track limits at the end of that lap there, and he's going to have to do it all over again, and hopefully he's got enough fuel to do another lap. He dives down into turn 1, a little bit tentative, and he hits the curve on the inside of the opening corner and hits the deck, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go back into the pit lane. Hugh Gamer nearly won Division 2 2 seasons ago. But it all went horribly wrong for him at the end of the season. From board the Gracidi Ducati, over the crest, big wheelie, lots of people wheeling over there, and he now goes into 11th place and remains in 11th. Schmoyes, who is probably the most wild rider when it comes to battling. It's very rare that you don't have somebody having a go at Schmoyes, unfortunately, at the end of races, and Schmoyes having to apologise for his eagerness and overtaking. He is good. He's aggressive, but I was to say if there's a rider that he's like, he's probably David Munoz. Just sometimes oversteps the mark just that tiny bit, and can cause a bit of a scene, even though it is all accidental. But hopefully he can do. He has got good pace. He crosses the line and he jumps into 8th. So Nick Jumping and Shea have set the exact same lap time. I just noticed that. So I think the race could be interesting, but I just don't understand how different the race pace is going to be, because Portimao, heavy fuel load, lots of change direction and up and downhill. When you've got that heavy fuel load, it just probably takes that couple of laps just to ease into things, and then once you understand a little bit change in the bike, you can then do a good job. As Mecca goes across the line and jumps into 9th. To 11 riders in under 1.5 seconds. So that's not the closest we've had, but there's been rounds where I think we've had second to like 11th separated by 3/10, but that wasn't Phillip Island. That's usually a circuit where that happens. Karen, it's not going well for the Spaniard so far, but has shown potential here and there. I can't remember off the top of my head if he's had a podium or not. I want to say yes. He's definitely ran in the podium positions, I know that, but I just can't remember if he's crossed the line. But Nick Jumping, BFL Nato and VTR all on personal best laps for VTR. Was red sector 1, but he's lost it in sector 2. Okay, just having to readjust his line through the penultimate corner. That's going to cost him a couple of tenths of a second. Shay's picked up a double long lap penalty for some strange reason, but that will not carry over because we will restart the lobby, so Aaron has a good chance of rejoining the session. Out of the final corner for Karen, up towards the line, and he jumps into 12th. So Nick Jumping, what have you got? The German on board the Trackhouse. Good exit out of turn 13. A big moment, and he's gone down. Just as the front wheel landed, it unsettled the bike, and he was basically on a bucking Bronco from that point onwards. Big mistake by Nick Jumping, and that could have cost him the front row. Lewis now improving further. Let's see as we cross the sector 3 point now. Does he continue to improve? He does. Valjean's going faster. If he can find 1/10, he'll jump onto the 3rd row. And Minato has found time in the 1st sector. Nick Jumping improving. He hasn't done as fast of a 1st sector as he did last time. Maybe a little bit of confidence loss. And also the tyres went at the same amount of edge grip as the previous lap. But just under 2 minutes to go now. This has been quite a quick qualifying session. Lewis up to the line, and he jumps into 7th place. Nicely done there, heading the 3rd row. As we now go to Minato. Going to Craig Jones, front end of the bike, just shaking as the front wheel landed over the crest. Up to turn 10 and 11. The bike is just pitching a little bit. As he goes for the next sector point. It's another personal best. Can Renato find anything in this final sector to dethrone VTR from pole position? Around turn 14. One more corner to go. Nick Jumping's gone down at turn 14 again, so Nick Jumping just can't help but crash at the moment at that corner. He's just maybe pushing that a little bit too much, not letting it naturally come to him, and that's across the line, and he takes pole position. With under a minute to go, VTR's got one last chance at taking pole, and he's great in the 1st sector, so he's going to have to find some time. Well, especially in the last sector, because Minato was a lot quicker. VTR's lost the front at Tour VIP, and he's gone down, and that is the end of the session for VTR. So the current champion will start from 2nd place at best, as Shea now is improving, because I'm trying to find him. It's right at the bottom. Through turn 5. So it's just Shea and Craig currently on improving lap times. through turn 7, heading towards turn 8. Oh, he's at the curb and he's gone down. He's lost the front. He's now go with Craig. He will just avoid the yellow flag, I think, on the curb. No, Craig, he did this at Laguna Seca. He was nowhere. Then he left it to the very last lap, Super Pole style, and nabbed a front row spot. Can he do it again? He's on the same package as the last season, just with the factory outfit. As he approaches the 2 hairpins now. Front end just protesting a little bit over the bump. It's now changed his direction. The front's looking planted. Really nice cutting the white line there, just missing the curb. Really nice line. It sounds smooth. Just one more corner to go. He's taking the wide mid corner line. And now up over the crest. Where does he go in his improvement? He jumps to 4th. And Q Gamer will be the last rider across the line. Around the final corner. Where will the Dutchman go? I think he's remained in last, yes he has. So, it is BFL Minato who starts the season on pole position. VTR is second, Jack Berman is Pramac teammate in 3rd. Craig's 4th, Nick jumping 5th, Shay 6th, Rep 7th, Lewis 8th, Schmoy's 9th, Mekovid 10th, Finley down 11th. That is very uncharacteristic for him. Karen 12th, Qgamer 13th, and Aaron Jacoby 14th. So just restart the lobby. There we are, Aaron's in, so all is well. However, that doesn't mean someone else can't join. Also, it means that people who got penalties won't have to serve them.
away with the O-plane pen. A little bit carried away with the O-plane pen.
Okay, so unfortunately, with us trying to restart the lobby so Aaron can join, it now means Minato is not able to join the session for some strange reason. So the pole man cannot start from pole. So VTR will start from the front row for the first time this season. Not exactly the ideal situation, but it is what it is. Right, that's correct. Right, let's get this show underway finally. So it's a Pramac 1-2 to begin with. Right, so VTR. Can he start the way he ended at the mouth malfunction? Can he start season 14 the way he ended season 13? Pole position. Can he take victory? But it's a short run to the first corner. But if you have a bad start, could be a long day for you at turn 1. So we wait for all the riders to ready up. So just waiting for Craig and Karen now. Just waiting on Craig. Lord knows what Craig is actually doing, but I'm sure it's very, very important. Doing his final preparations, whatever they may be. There we go, he's fully ready, just check everybody else is. And let's get season 14 finally underway after a big delay for really stupid reasons. So VTR on pole, Jack in second, Craig in third. The top 3 for the championship last season. Is this a familiar sight? The lights are on. Long pause and they're off. And VTR gets a fantastic start. But so too does the Trackhouse Aprilia of Nick Jumping. So going to turn 1. VTR and Craig are side by side. Craig forces VTR off the track and Craig takes the lead. In Portugal, round turn 3. So all gets nice and tight. And Jack Berman moves into second, but VTR has got the inside line and retakes position. Craig's off the track. He's trying to avoid to get onto the curb, and he comes Shea up the inside, moves into second place. VTR's trying to hold it round the outside, but that means he's going to run really wide. Shea onto the curb, lots of people dead wide, and it is Craig who holds onto lead. Jack Berman's now trying to get second in front of Shea, and he does that very nicely. But Shea's now being attacked for third by VTR. VTR really hits the back of Craig, forces Shea really wide, and now that's allowing Nick Jumper to pull alongside. Oh my goodness. Through turn 9. Oh, and who's outside? That's Reps. Reps has gone down at turn 9, a big high side. And he comes jumping up the inside of VTR at the turn 12, but turn 11, sorry, just can't quite fit his way through. Nick's looking up the inside again at the hairpin, but he just can't find that gap to fully execute the move. And now VTR is all over the back of Jack Berman, his teammate, as Craig has got out in front and has extended his lead by half a second on the first lap. And you see the variation of lines there by all the different riders. For the final corner as the end, lap number 1. The number 6 in second place. Vito looking around the outside of turn 1, surely not. Oh, and Jack nearly hits the back of Craig, getting sucked into the slipstream there. As Shea now is back with the front 4. You can see the variations of lines from all the different riders. Let's go perfect view. Here comes VTR up the inside of Jack into the tour VIP, and he's forced his way underneath. And Nick Jumpy taking a really tight line, hits the backside. Oh, VTR, thank God it's not real life, because VTR's backside would be quite a bit of pain, I would imagine. When it jumping over the curb, you don't be taking those kind of risks, because Shay's all over the back of him, just can't find a way past. So VTR now putting Craig under pressure. Through Craig Jones. He's really wide, nearly onto the curb, using all the track available. As he plunges now into the final sector. Nothing separates these front 3. Nick and Shay just losing touch as Jack looking up the inside. We can't quite find a way through VTR, and he's gone down! Craig just taking the hairpin just that ever so wider and slower, and VTR just the smallest of touches, and the front's folded on him. This happened to him last season, I think, where he went down at Silverstone, and now Craig hits the front with a Berman in second. This time it's Jack Berman, not Finley. Finley, who's in 6th. Shea sets the fastest lap of the race in 4th. Down the hill into turn 1 once more. And Jack not running wide this time. And Craig just hitting his marks, hasn't made a mistake yet. He ran a tiny bit wide at the turn 13 hairpin. It wasn't like he was completely offline. VTR just sort of hits. Oh, and that's Karen in the background's gone down. And now that promotes Finley inside the top 5. So it's one massive Aprilia sandwich from 1st to 5th. But Finley has got quite a bit of groundwork to close up on to his teammate. Oh, Mekovid's gone down to the Tour VIP. But up the floor, and Jack Berman has the momentum. Craig losing the inside curve, and Nick jumping's really wide. Schmoyes has gone down in an incident with Aaron Jacko. As they go over to Creston, Finley has dropped down to 6th now somehow with VTR. He's lost 0.6 of a second, and VTR's found his way into 5th. I really want to go to that kind of battle, but I want to stay focused on the front. Oh, and Schmoyes has gone down again. Whoa, and that's Shea taking a different line than he should do, as Aaron's already picked up a long lap penalty, presumably with the collision with Schmoyes. So Shea, big mistake there's lost 1 second to Nick jumping, and Jackman a big slide on the exit of the curb. We can just see the different lines. Those who prefer to take the tighter line probably take more corner speed, but Jack Berman gets a better exit speed as he go down the home straight into turn 1. Jack's got the inside line, but he's just not in overtaking range. And now he's taking a tighter line. I was going to say he won't be able to take as much corner speed, but he's able to run the curb, and the bike stayed planted and didn't get unsettled. And as these guys fight, as I guess you could say, it just allows VTR to close back up. These guys aren't really fighting, but they're not taking the optimum racing lines, I know that for sure. As Craig has ran wide through turn 5 again, but he's able to get that bit of a cutback. And Jack just can't find a way through on Craig currently. You can tell the difference in lines. The Aprilia just taking the tighter lines on entry, but the Ducati gained the better exits. Whoa, Jack nearly hit the back of Craig, and he's gone down at turn 9. Big mistake there by Jack, just misinterpreting the speed that Craig was taking, and he takes a very good shortcut so he doesn't lose too much time. And he's now rejoined in 7th place. So VTR now is into 4th place. Will probably soon be in the podium places. Very, very soon. But Jack Berman just taking a lot more corner speed than Craig, and just the front hit the rear, and when that happens the front always folds 9 times out of 10. And Finley now is being put under pressure from Lewis behind him. Finley just seems like he's not at one with his bike at the moment. He said today he wanted to return to Ducati, so I'm guessing the Aprilia's just not, even though the bikes are balanced, it just seems that Aprilia isn't giving him the feeling he needs or wants. A new start, that's Yamaha of Schmoyes, who is now a lap down. But at the front, Nick jumping. Never taken victory in VollGazz, but he is all over the back of Craig. It's Trackhouse versus a factory Aprilia's. Aaron Jacko's gone down at the Tour VIP. Lots of very important people, it seems, there being claimed as they're trying to get the exits, but Craig's just taking different lines. I can just tell maybe Craig isn't the most fast, isn't the fastest, he maybe isn't the most comfortable, but he's just putting things right at the right moments, let's say, and when he's making mistakes, that's what's catching people out and causing them to crash. But Nick, he would have seen what's happened to the 2 riders in front of him, and I'm sure he's got a game plan of how to get past his fellow RSGP Aprilia. As Schmoyes had another crash. And every rider bar Mekavid and Jack Berman have got track limits warnings or collision warnings. And Nick, the first person to have taken a tighter line than Craig through the final corners. Craig did just lag forwards there, so I don't know whether that was just Nick lag spiking or Craig, as they are nearly at the halfway stage, or reach halfway in 1.5 laps time. Oh, it's great. Has Nick gone down, or is he lagging? I think, don't tell me he's lagged out. I'm just praying everybody doesn't hit him. Perhaps nearly hitting Nick down. I have a really bad feeling that Nick has... Oh! And Mekovid's somehow not crashed. Owen Karen's somehow not crashed either. And Nick's disc. Well, whoever ends up in 2nd place at the moment, it seems to go down south for them. Nick jumping, it looked like he could be on course to take his debut victory today. He was all over the back of Craig. He hadn't made too many mistakes, but unfortunately his Wi-Fi has let him down on the milestone service, 1 of the 2. Big disappointment. VTR will be, well, he won't be happy it's the way it's done, but that means Minato and Nick jumping, 2 people he believed would be the favourites for the race today, have been taken out of the equation through no fault of their own. And that now means Craig leads the race by 1.3 seconds over Shea in 2nd, with VTR, the fastest rider on track, in 3rd. And unfortunately, there's no other, apart from Finley and Lewis, there's no other gap under a second. VTR, who did quite decent in the pro draft, getting a few like top 8s, I think it was, off the top of my head. And Craig's made some big mistake here, because the gap's now half a second to Shea. So Craig, I just don't think he's got the feeling underneath him. But he's just looked his way, you can say. He's got himself in first, and he's just been able to hold it. But I don't think, he's definitely not the fastest rider on track, but he's just playing his cards the best he can, apart from making that big mistake in the first sector. But they are now at the halfway stage. 7.5 laps to go. Well, 6.5, sorry. So 7/10 roughly cover 1st to 3rd. You just see the difference in racing lines. People taking tighter entries, wider entries, later exits, picking the bike up later, earlier. There's so many different lines you can take around this place. And that's probably what's caused quite a few of the crashes at the front here. Just people misjudging people's lines and speeds. Onto the brakes, into turn number 1 for the 8th time. Craig wide again. I think Craig's just lost that slight bit of rhythm. Where's VTR going to make the move on Shea? Or is Shea going to pass Craig first? I'm sure it won't be long till we find out, as both Shea and VTR take very wide lines at turn 5, and that's just cost them a couple of tenths of a second, but then they do gain it back on the exit. I don't think there's no right or wrong line for the Tour VIP on these games now because of how the bikes lean over. But I think you have to work which is the best for your setup and your riding style. As you can see, VTO just loves to use all of the outside tarmac on the exit of turn 9. As Nick jumping and Rets gain warnings from the stewards. Although it's a glitch where sometimes the steward's warning keeps recurring. I've seen that before, so that might be the case potentially. Unless they are making lots of contact together, even though they are nowhere near each other. Oh, Lewis has gone down at turn 14, sorry. So now that means Finley is set 3 and 4th, and he's got a brother behind him in 5th. 5 to go. VTR really close to the back of Shea. Can he find a way through into turn 3? Can he send it up the inside? He's close enough. But he can't quite make it stick. He's just waiting for Shea to make a mistake probably. And Reps has gone down for a second time. Who's going to make the mistake first? Vito using all the inside curb at turn 7. Shea using inside curb nearly at turn 8. The front end's having a bit of a bobble. Vito could do. He definitely could set up a move. Maybe into turn 13 if he gets the right drive. But yeah, I don't think he's close enough. I think to make a pass, he's got to pull up alongside Shea or surprise him. That's the or as it's usually been done at Portimao today, just get lucky and find a way through. We switch to the rev counter, so we can see the different tyres. So Shea's got more middle, the front tyre. What about VTR? VTR's used up a lot more edge grip compared to Craig and Shea. Oh, big front and slide for Craig. Lap 10 of 13, 4 to go. So this is going to be the 3rd time that we're entering the final stages of a Grand Prix or race, and Craig is leading it with VTR in chase. It happened at Mandalika. VTR got the best of Craig. It happened at Assen. Craig got the best of VTR, although that was a bit of controversy with Craig potentially cutting the chicane. It does surprise me how much curb you can take at turn 7 now. In past games, the front end would have folded within 2 seconds if he did that. And VTR's got a really good run through turn 10, but he just can't find a way past. Oh, and Karen's gone. VTR's closing up to Shea, but he just can't force a way past. And he's ran wide. He's ran wide at turn 13. Just maybe that little bit of frustration, getting caught up by the dirty air. Meanwhile, Jack Berman, fastest lap of the race. I can't remember. I don't know. I didn't realise when he set that, but fair play to him. He's got pace, and he possibly could have won the race had he not hit the back of Craig. Or you could say the same thing for VTR. Same thing you could say for Nick if he hadn't lagged out. So lots of ifs, buts, and maybes. But the absolute is that Craig has led all 10 laps so far. He's got 3 more to go to hold on to the leader. Shay's made a mistake into turn 1. Will this allow VTR into second place? Yes, it does. VTR has finally been set free. Jaws music now plays. Can the Primo Pramac Racing Ducati rider, the current reigning champion, close in on Craig and make the overtake and finally overtake him into turn 5? Getting it really stopped. And Craig running really, really wide at the exit of turn 5 through turn 6. And for the first time in a long time, Vito does not use a lot of inside curb at turn 7, but he's lost the front there. I can tell he's losing the front at turn 8. He's got hardly any right-hand side grip on that front tyre. The rears you don't have to worry about, but you put the front tyre through so much force over these hard braking zones and bumps. All the the track just goes up and down the undulations, and it's not deja vu. Whoa, that was nearly deja vu. Vito hitting the back of Craig into turn 13, but this time he sets the bike up and the bike doesn't go down, and the bike's just protesting as we're going to hit the final corner and we'll start the penultimate lap of the race. Just like it's been for the past few seasons, it's Craig versus VTR. VTR gets a warning for a collision. Finley's gone down! Finley's gone down! I think that's at the final corner. He must have hit the inside curve, surely, but big mistake for the former Division 2 champion. He's remounted, and that's allowed his brother through into 4th. I think that's the best he can hope for VTR. He's 3 tenths away from Craig. Not overtaking range yet, but the bike's it's just, you can tell the front end is just lost all sense of grip. He's got to try and use the middle part of the tyre. That's the part that's got the most grip left, but you're often trail braking on the side of the tyre here, which is why you get so much wear. As you can tell, Craig has just got so much more side grip. Can VTR do anything about it? Using all the road as he has done all race long through turn 9. There's been a crash in sector 1, that is Q Gamer. Into turn 13 again. Oh, Craig makes a mistake on the entry, but VTR's wise to it. He doesn't hit the back of him. Now into turn 14. Is VTR going to turn it underneath him? He's trying to. He's trying to. He's been forced onto the curb. And VTR is through and takes the lead at the penultimate corner to start the final, as he starts the final lap of the race. Craig now in the slipstream. He pulls out to the right. The two make contact as they go into turn 1 into the braking zone. They've got to level each other. They're both sideways, and Craig retakes the lead of the race, but they're going to both run off track. Or the two make contact as they rejoin the circuit into turn 3. The two keep making contact. They've hit the curb. They're still side by side into turn 4. And it is just Craig who holds on to the lead, but here comes VTR, he gets the exit as they head towards turn 5 on the brakes. He levels them again, more contact between the two. Oh, this is going to end in tatters. If they're not careful, Shay's going to take the inside line and take the pair of them, and Shay moves into the lead of the race. Into turn 7, now into turn 8. Can Shay steal victory from these two? He was just a spectator. Oh, VTR hits the back of Shay as they now go over the crest into turn 9. VTR's been so fast through this section. He runs so much inside curve and he's gone down. He's gone down. VTR pushing way too hard in the section where he's able to take so much time out of everybody, using so much curb. Big mistake from the reigning champion. Now can Craig find any way through on Shay in the final 3 corners into turn 13? It's not doable. Into turn 14, I don't think he's got the right line unless Shay makes a mistake. It's all going to come down to the final corner and the run to the line. Can Craig pull off a Bautista on top rack? I don't think he can. He's made a massive mess of the exit of the penultimate corner. And as he round turn number 15, Shay on the factory Ducati. He's just a wild card, and he's going to take victory at the Algarve in Portimao. Craig takes second. Jack Berman crosses the line in third. VTR has managed to pick up a long lap penalty on the final lap. He won't have to worry though, because Finley is 5 seconds behind in fifth. Lewis on his debut takes sixth. Reps at his home round takes seventh. Mekavid will finish in eighth. Aaron Jacko on the track out of Aprilia on his return using a hard front tyre. I think that probably shows you how much of the game he's played. But it'd make a lot of sense. But maybe he had to because the soft tyre would run out. And Q game around at the field in 10th. But unbelievable Shea, who was just a spectator on that final lap. He watched VTR and Craig duke it out in those first 5 corners. He said thank you very much and nabbed victory from the pair of them, Miguel Oliveira style. Unbelievable, fantastic race. Jack Berman, half a second faster than anybody else. That is some pace. So we will go with the interviews. My word. So we'll go with our third place man, Jack. Chaotic round one as ever. Clearly you must have had an incredible pace, being able to set a 35.5. Unfortunately, you just weren't able to anticipate Craig at turn 9 and went down. But apart from that, I'd say it's a pretty solid start to the season. I don't know if his mic's off or he's gone somewhere. Or...
Wait, hello?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was a good race. Start P2 was going to be P3, but you know, don't make that much of a difference. But I didn't have the best start. I got a bit beat up, but I was still in the podium positions, and then I was getting a bit beaten up into turn 5. I think it was turn 5, and then had to get settled in. I was behind Craig. Craig put about half a second gap on me, but I saw VTR he took some lines, like some strange lines, to avoid Craig, because Craig's lines were different to ours. I don't know if that was an Aprilia thing or, but yeah, he went down, and I knew that it's going to be difficult to overtake Craig because number 1 we're at Portimao, and Craig's got good pace anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, I just had so much more speed at that part of the race than Craig. I felt like I had to take like wider lines, and I was carrying so much more corner speed, and I don't know if I lost the front or I hit into the back of him. I think it was a bit of both. But I rejoined in 7th, and just got my head down, and half a second quicker than the fastest lap, which is quite impressive. So I had really good pace. But yeah, it was a good race. P3, I probably would have liked the win, because I felt like I could have got the win. But yeah, it's a good, better start to the season, because at round 1 I finished 14th last time, so it's a good start, and I feel good on the bike this season, and hopefully VTR can bounce back, and well done to Shea for his wildcard ride, and yeah, good job from Craig as well.
Yeah, so well done.
Thank you.
Now we move on to the second place man, who dominated most of it, and well, at the end of the day, he was the only one who didn't really make a big mistake. Craig.
Hello.
Nearly perfection, unbelievable entertainment. Those final 3 laps just take us through all that action.
Well, Shea was behind me. I can't remember what lap VTR ended up getting past him. I think Shea made a mistake. As soon as I saw VTR come through, I thought he's just going to full attack. I was getting a bit nervous. The front tyre didn't feel great either. I was quite worried, and every time I kept seeing him close in, it was just making me more and more nervous. And then when he eventually pounced on me, I felt like he pushed me a little bit. Not much, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go full attack. If I crash, I crash. I'm not letting someone, you know, try to beat me up on track. And then from there, it let Shea get into play again. And obviously, Shea ran away with it, and VTR clipped the curb into Craig Jones and lost the bike. But Yeah, no, it was a good race. I didn't expect to be where I am. I literally have practiced for like 2 hours today. Like this season, I don't feel like motivated to practice. So I am happy with the result. My pace throughout the race was decent-ish. I found something in quali. Shout out to Nick as well, actually, who helped me with that. I don't really have much to say. Well done to Jack. Obviously, it's unfortunate for VTR, but you know, when you're pushing, things like that are going to happen. And well done to Shay. Maybe that will give him a little hint at he should race this season.
Yeah. So well done. It started the season pretty exactly as he did last year. Or last season.
So I led this whole race. From the other people would have probably led the race instead of me if they didn't have, you know, mistakes and whatnot, what happened with them. But this is pretty much exactly what happened at Mandalika. I led the whole race and lost it at the end. So hopefully this doesn't happen again if I'm battling with someone and I actually do win. But it is unfortunate, but I'm happy with P2. Good way to start the season. But yeah, thanks.
Yeah, well done. And now we go to the race victor. Unless he's not muting his mic. Shay, you there? If Shay isn't here, then I'll go with VTR. 'Cause I'm sure you can give a very entertaining piece to us. We'll go with VTR.
Hello.
So a very chaotic start to the season, just as Silverstone was. A small contact with Craig and you went down, and then another great last couple of laps fight between you and Craig, just like in Assen and Mandalika. Give us your thoughts on how the race unfolded for yourself.
I'm not too frustrated with this result really, because I finished 4th in the first round last season as well. So, you know, it's nothing to be, too bad about. But, you know, I would have liked at least P3 to, get away with it and a few more points instead of crashing. But I did get a long lap at the end, but I feel like it would have been removed as I got squeezed onto the curb a little bit. But yeah, it wasn't really Craig's fault. And I couldn't judge Craig into turn 13. He was braking so much earlier than me, so I couldn't judge where he was braking, so it was a little bit difficult to try and manoeuvre around him. And, you know, I crashed twice today, and, you know, I was probably being a bit more aggressive than I usually am, so that's probably the result of me doing that, and, you know, I'll learn from that. But, you know, after winning the championship last season, I've now got, 4, which is the most in VollGazz now, so I feel this season is not, I wouldn't say there's not pressure on me, but there's not as much, and I'm happy with how things are going. So if I don't win this season, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, the goal is still to win, and I'm happy with today because it's still P4, but I would have definitely liked to win or even get second because, you know, the more points the better. But it's not the end of the world, and I can come back from this.
Yeah, so well done. 4th might not be first, but it's the same as last season, as you said. So yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yep.
So that's it for round number 1. Round 2 will be next week. Even though I made the calendar, can't remember where it is. I do remember Donington's round 3 though. But wherever it is, Brno. So should be an interesting race. Big wide circuit, long sweeping right corners. Sweeping corners, not just right corners, all of them are sweeping. And we'll see you then. Hopefully I'll be streaming, you don't know. Depends on what time I get back from Donington. But yeah, see you then. Goodbye.